Okay, so basically today I was going to do some funny or interesting introduction to this blog video, but about 5 minutes ago I managed to electrocute myself by my light fitting just outside there and pretty much fire myself into my floor. So if I start talking too quickly or get like involuntary arm movements or something, just bear with me because I'm pretty happy to be talking to you right now. Hey and welcome to Ask Tom episode 6. Today's question comes from Sue Hall, who is one of our most active, helpful members and readers. She's a Fan Extra member and a PSD.fanextra and blogs.fanextra reader as well. And just a personal shout out, Sue, you are my favourite member. You've been such a great part of our community, so I'm really happy to answer this question personally for you today. Sue's question is, does SEO, and that is search engine optimization, apply to blogging, and how should one go about this? We're going to break your question down today into 3 parts, Sue. Firstly, I'm going to discuss why SEO definitely does apply to blogs and does matter. Then I'm going to share my top SEO tip for improving your search rankings, and then finally just go over the basics of good SEO when it comes to blogging. Okay, first off, the short answer is yes, SEO definitely should and does apply to your blog. The main reason being that it can drive some great traffic. At PSD Fan, Google is our largest traffic source, and every single month it organically and naturally grows. So we're not really changing what we're doing or anything like that, but every single month we're getting more and more traffic, and Google is a major part of this. So yes, it definitely is useful, to try and attract the search engine traffic. So how exactly do you do that? Luckily with blogs, it's a lot more natural to really harness the power of SEO than it is with some static websites. I know particularly when people are building niche websites, they will pour tons and tons of research into getting really good search rankings. And this is something that is quite a good idea, because the idea with a niche site is you build it, you put it up, try and achieve these good rankings, and then pretty much leave it alone. The thing with blogging is blogs naturally perform well on Google and other search engines because you're frequently updating, hopefully with quality content. And this is the main thing that actually does attract search engines to your blog. And this would be my main SEO tip, is simply to keep writing quality content and publishing it regularly. So this is something you should be doing already, but will be by far the most powerful thing you can do to move up the rankings in Google and attract good traffic from Google. This is partly down to, I think it was February last year, there was an update on Google called the Panda update. And this basically gave more value to high quality content websites and less value to blogs and websites with poor quality content. So if you're running a blog that publishes original, unique, helpful content that your readers are enjoying, you will get treated better by Google these days than you might have in the past. So yeah, definitely focus on good quality, regular content. Whilst content is definitely the main thing that you should be focusing on to improve your search engine rankings, there are a few other kind of basic things that you should be looking at. To be honest, SEO is a vast subject, and I definitely do not claim to be an expert on it. However, there's a lot of the kind of basic things that I'm going to lay out now that beginners and even people that have been blogging for a while fail to do. So I would focus mainly on these things. If you have a bit more time in the future, you can really pour a lot of research. There's countless books, ebooks, courses teaching you advanced SEO tricks. Personally, I haven't found that much use for them. I would rather just pour my time into producing great content. These few things though are very quick and easy to do, but should help a lot with your rankings. So first of all, I would download the Yoast SEO plugin, which I'm going to link to below this video. And basically what this does is it gives you a little area underneath all your posts in WordPress. If you're not using WordPress, You might have to do this manually or find a plugin for your blogging platform. But I know a lot of you guys are working on WordPress. I think you are, Sue, as well. So hopefully you can install this plugin, and what it does is there's an area below all your posts in your WordPress publishing admin area, and you just put in your title for the post, you type in relevant keywords and the description that you want to appear on Google, and it shows you exactly how this post will appear on Google, and it recommends how long the description should be. It shows you if it's too long or might get cut off. It shows you kind of the weight of certain keywords, and you can really get a good idea of the density of your keywords as well. So that means how often they feature in your title, in your description, and in your metadata and things like that. So very quickly, if you write a post, you might spend a few hours on a post. All you need is 2 minutes at the end of this just to quickly add a little title, keywords and description using this plugin, and that's a real big help and a really easy way to do it as well in terms of improving your rankings. Also, something that I like to do is, and this works for any specialised niches, you can Google a post that you're considering writing and see if your competitors have written about it and see where they're ranking for their posts. So I know that you blog a lot about design, Sue. So if you're doing a post on free patterns for people who like to make collages, you might come up with a title something like free patterns for collage designers or something like that. Then what you would do is you would go on Google, type this into Google, and then see what comes up, and see the types of keywords that are in the titles and the descriptions and stuff like that for all of the posts on the first page. And then think to yourself, can I rank better than these? And so then when you go into your post, look at your post title, the content in your post, and then the details in this Yoast plugin that I've recommended, and maybe try and use a few more keywords that your competitors aren't, or just try and shape it around a specific keyword or a specific keyword phrase that you want to rank for, and try and do it better than you've seen your competitors do it. And of course there's more to it than that. You won't instantly go to number one. Some of these sites might be ranking better because they're more established or have more backlinks and stuff like that, but it's at least going to give you a helping hand, and you should perform better than if you weren't doing this. Finally, talking of backlinks, they're of course very important. They let Google know essentially that this is valuable content because people are linking to it, and also it's going to help Google crawl and find your content better and put that into their rankings. So backlinks, there's a few ways to do this. Really, backlinks should happen naturally. If you're writing great content, people are going to want to link to you, and that's probably the most important way and the best way to move up in the rankings. However, you should link to your own articles as much as possible. There's a few ways to do this. I would recommend social media profiles, so Facebook and Twitter, Google+. I really like that one because it's owned by Google, so I like to think it might have a bit more weight. Also, if you have any other blogs, link from those blogs back to this new post or back to this new blog. Within your blog, use internal links. So, for example, in this new post, you could link to a few of your older posts in your archives, and Google will be directed through your site and be able to crawl these other pages and give more weight to them. Finally, YouTube is something that I'm really liking using, as with this post right now. And again, YouTube is owned by Google, and I've read a lot of material that says that Google will give a lot more weight to YouTube videos. So you've seen if you type something into Google, quite often YouTube videos will actually appear in the results. Quite often they appear very high, again because they're owned by Google, they have more weight. But also, of course, you can try and rank your video high, but link back in the video description to your blog. This is another form of building up backlinks. So just to summarise, yes, SEO definitely applies to blogging, and you should be doing some form of it. However, it doesn't need to mean endless research and a full SEO team or employee or anything like that. do a few of the basics that I've recommended and it will stand you in pretty good stead. So these involve, first of all, writing regular quality content. That's the absolute main thing you should be doing for SEO. It means you're going to get more natural backlinks. Google, mainly because of the Panda update, will view your content as more useful and higher quality and therefore rank it better. Other basics, definitely I would recommend installing the Yoast SEO plugin for WordPress. This makes SEO just really easy even for beginners, so it's nothing complex, you don't need to go into code or anything, it's just underneath your posts, put in the relevant details. Also check out your competitors. If you're thinking about writing a post, Google it, Google the keywords that you're trying to get hold of, trying to rank well for, and see if you can come up with a better title and a better description than the other results on the first page. And then link from as many sources as you possibly can, so all your social media profiles, YouTube account if you have one, other blogs, within your own blog, internal links, anything like that. Just try and get as many backlinks as you possibly can, and all of these things combined should help your SEO ranking and should definitely help you get some more traffic. I really hope that helps, Sue, and thanks again for the great question and for being such a great part of our community. Cheers.